Well, hello there. This is a bag update. And guess what? It's the first bag update slash in the bag that I have ever done with glasses and barefoot. Okay, so the story is I had 50 milligrams of caffeine today and I feel very animated and motivated. So what better thing to do than give you guys a bag update slash in the bag. I want it to be a bag update. The reason I'm saying that is because I'm not going to go into full depth on what every disc does. If you guys want to know what every disc does, go back to an older in the bag or check out Utility Disc Golf because they do really great disc reviews. Okay, you kind of get the point. I gave away my bag at the European Open, so I basically have a new bag since the last time I did one of these. So I have a new bag and I also have that useless camera handle over there just to switch it up. So we might check in a few more times with you right there, the other guy who's watching in the corner. But yeah, all right, let's get this thing rolling. Putting with my old P-Line P2s. Brought these out just because they're a little bit stiffer and playing in like Peoria, Delaware, it's hot and humid. I wanted a little bit cleaner release, but I'll update you a little bit later in this video on what's gonna happen. S-Line P3X, overstable putter approach shots. I don't have a D P3X in the bag because I am throwing the Link now. Yes, so my theory on this, not dissing the P3X whatsoever because it's a great disc, but I'm looking at Paul, I'm looking at Ricky, Kevin, James. They're all throwing a more glidey putter, let's say, like James is throwing the AVR, Kevin's throwing the PA2, I think that's what it's called, right? PA2, yes, that's Prodigy. Paul's throwing the Luna, and I'm throwing the P3X, which isn't bad, but the P3X has no glide, and I'm constantly throwing it flat or a little bit Anheuser. So I feel like it's kind of messing up my release angle when it comes to some touch shots. The Link has kind of fixed that. It's very straight and very controllable in kind of a techie situation. So really digging this disc for my approach shots or putter drives. Yeah, I think it's a big positive throwing the Link. All right, mid-ranges. I got 3. Have a very old beat up MD3. This has been in the bag since 2015. Just got a new die with Huck Lab. Thanks, Jay. Then I have another European Open Glow MD3. This thing's kind of my workhorse right now. It's the mid-range where I want to throw on a hyzer, get it popped up to flat, riding straight. Kind of just the all-around mid-range at this point. Good for little forehand touch shots too. I have an Iron Samurai, probably my more overstable MD3. It's not really that overstable, but it's more overstable than this guy. Let's just put it that way. All right, moving on. I didn't forget about you. All right. I got 2 Instincts, one white one, 173. It's kind of like an FD, maybe not that understable, but it is more understable than this guy right here. It's a 176 Neo Instinct. It's a little bit more domey, a little bit more stiff. This is kind of my straight to overstable one. This is kind of my straight to understable one. I have 3 FD3s, 1 Luster. It's the least stable, glides the most. I have a Doombird. Never thought I'd say that. This one is kind of, it's like a little bit of a hybrid between the Luster and this Glow C-Line. So I really like it for kind of shots that I need to throw with a little bit of distance, but have that consistent finish left, throwing it forehand and backhand. Glow FD3, it's one of the more overstable runs of FD3, so I like this for fighting headwinds, throwing it sidearms. I used to not throw the Glow sidearms, but I've kind of come to like it for that type of shot. But yeah, the Glow FD3 is very overstable and trusty. And the most overstable run of the FD3 is the second run, and in the peach color, or this kind of like whiskey peach, whatever you want to call it. Another Huck Lab die. Maybe you guys should do a Huck Lab count on this because there's a lot of them. yeah, this is the most trustworthy FD3, very overstable. If you look back to my old in the bag, it's another version of Piche. So yeah, you guys kind of know that this is what I'm reaching for when I know I need to get left or right, depending I throw a forehand or backhand. Nailed it. Got an S-Line CD2, shout out to Mike Kemp, he did this die for me. This disc is very understable, very understable, but it's really good for throwing in the woods, kind of throwing those kind of techie roller shots, or playing kind of lumberjack golf. Backhand right now from that distance. So,
wow, you're playing freaking lumberjack golf right now.
yes, that is a very true statement, so to speak. Yeah, it's just kind of that utility disc, and everyone needs something that's very understable. Have 2 PDs, 1/13th run. It's very overstable, can rip on it. Yeah, it's basically just kind of like a longer flying FD3. And I got a first run PD. I kept this when I gave away most of my discs at the European Open. This disc is just too good. I love it. Still flying very good, straight with a little bit of fade, or I can make it fly straight with a little anhyzer depending on what angle I throw it. It's a great disc. It's a great disc, guys. Got 3 PD2s. Got a new S-Line. It's the least stable. This one's a fun one. It says Metal Flake PD3. Flashback to 2016. Me and Jeff Corns did this very small run of random stamp discs. He had a third-party stamper, so we got a PD3 stamp. It was originally made for the Metal Flake Max, but it found its way onto a S-Line PD2. This guy is the same run as the Hypno Huck, so it's very overstable, and it's very pretty. I have a MF PD2, and MF stands for Metal Flake. Most overstable run of PD2. I have something else that I'll talk about here in a sec, but this thing's very trustworthy. I know it's gonna fade left and still get good distance, but yeah, you know what I mean. It does what you want. I have 3 SDD3. The first one I'll say is a prototype S-Line, not of the Cloudbreaker variety. This actually started off pretty overstable. I was really liking this kind of for more power backhand shots. It was fading left, but now I played at Delaware, so that means I hit a lot of rocks. So it's pretty well seasoned at this point, but still, it's still a great forehander or kind of hyzer flip to any backhand distance disc. Got a really beat up Cloudbreaker that really took a beating at Iron Hill. You know, just a lot of rocks out there. The bottom side got shredded. It's the most understable Cloudbreaker I've ever had. Great for rollers, hyzer flip sidearms, kind of just keeping this in there just in case I need one of those types of shots. And last but not least of the distance drivers is the third run Cloudbreaker. This was the largest run of Cloudbreaker we did, so the chances are you probably have your hands on one of these if you have a Cloudbreaker, and I think it's the best run personally. It's a little bit stiffer. The rim feels really good in the hand, and it's maybe a little bit on the more overstable side, but I'd say it flies very close to runs 1 and 2, but I absolutely love it. Forehand and backhand, really looking forward to ripping this in Norway, USDGC, Hall of Fame Classic, and everything beyond that, just because, dude, the Cloudbreaker, I've just been absolutely loving this disc. So good. Last 2 utility discs, D-Line FD, super understable. Metal Flake Max, very overstable, more so than the MF PD2. This is the MF Max, and you know, it's just a beefcake. I'm not really supposed to say that. It's a tofu cake. There you go. All right. This little bag right here has discs that are going in the bag and maybe knocking some out. So I'll just rip through these real quick. So these are Imperial Eagles. This is what I normally putt with, opposed to the old run of my P2. I'm actually gonna be done with these until it gets really hot again. So these are back in the bag, probably to finish the year. I got a new one in the bag that I actually use at Kiss the Sky. and I got a really old one that I lost at Ledgestone, but got back at Worlds, and it had just really gross pond scum on it, so I fixed that up. Lost the stamp, but still a really good beat-in one. I'm gonna try this disc out. It's actually been flying really good, and it's one of the more overstable Discmania mid-ranges that I've thrown. It is the old SG MD1. I don't know if it's gonna stick in the bag, but so far, it's a lot of fun. I'll probably put it in the bag in Norway. I can throw it nice and hard, it's gonna ride straight, and gonna have a really good bite to the left. Hello. Got a C-Line FD that goes in and out of the bag depending on the course. I threw a really good shot with it at Delaware. Watch this.
That's perfect. That's exactly where you want to be.
I threaded the needle a little on that one.
Oh no.
Yeah, it wasn't all too impressive, but when I am feeling very controlled in my backhand, I like this for hyzer flip to Annie shots. I got a sweet Mike Kemp dyed DD3 that looks like kind of like a saw blade, but it's actually the Anjuna Beats logo times however many, and it just created a cool design. Thanks, Mike. And we got one more disc. It's a Luster C-Line PD2. They were kind of molded at the same time as the Metal Flake, so it has a very similar rim shape, so very overstable. I'm gonna maybe try this at USDGC. I actually still owe Cashin Waller for this disc. We still need to figure out a trade, but it's gonna be in my bag. So yeah, thanks Cashin. All right, so that's about it. Yeah, I want to thank Grip. Also, I want to make a huge shout out to Whale Sacks. I got a little bag full of them. I don't know if I could play disc golf without Whale Sacks just because my hands get very sweaty out in the course. They help me out big time. Probably one of the more important things I use on the course aside from my disc. So thank you, Tina. If you have not tried a Whale Sack and your hands get sweaty, highly recommend doing so. Gives you a great grip. Huge shout out to Grip for the AX4 bag, and shout out to Grip for, I should know the name of this bag, but I forget it. For the little bag, it's kind of what I use when I'm playing locally. Yeah, oh yeah, wait. Shout out to Discmania. Shout out to Disc Golf Strong. Shout out to Adidas. It's not really a sponsor, but it's a Maria Oliva Savage jersey supporting the homie. I just thought it was cool, so I picked it up. All right, that was my bag update. And until next time, keep on dreaming.